How do you transition from Chem 111 and 112 to 211 and 212? Well, there are two levels at least for thinking about this issue, and the first is to just recall that general chemistry is very quantitative, and organic chemistry is very qualitative. The second level would maybe involve thinking about some examples. So let's think about Lewis structures. In 111 and 112, you had to figure them out. And that was a problem, certainly in 111. Probably were asked to figure out several Lewis structures. In 211 and 212, that's our everyday language. We don't figure them out. They're second nature to us. If you have to figure them out, you're behind. A second example might be bonding models. And I'll assume covalent bonding. So in 111 and 112, pretty much you talk about describing the bonding models. So you described valence bond theory. And you described hybridization. And you described molecular orbital theory. In 211 and 212, these and others are the tools we use every day to describe or predict molecular behavior. Another major issue in 111 and 112 was chemical kinetics, molecular rates, or reaction rates. And in 111 and 112, you determined the order of reactions. In 211 and 212, we use the order. We determine orders too, but we use the order to tell us something. Usually about how the reaction takes place. And another major topic then was thermodynamics. I'm going to translate that word in a certain way, and that is what reactions happen. And why. This is also related to how. So in 111 and 112, you're presented with a whole reaction. Let's say A plus B goes to C plus D. That would be a whole reaction. You might be asked something then like, what is the equilibrium constant for that reaction? And to determine that, you would look up some values in a table and then do a calculation. In organic chemistry, you might just be given the reactants. And you have to decide, based on the principles, what's going to happen. That's hard. And so what's new about that is that you have to use all of the things that you learned before to predict something new. Let's use a specific example to illustrate some of these points. So we might be asked, which is a stronger acid and why? So 2 questions. And one of the possibilities that we'll consider is acetic acid, and the other, let's say, is one-chloroethanol. And so in general chemistry, you might have gone to a table and looked up some pKa's. Maybe you should know this, but pKa of acetic acid is around 4.5. And the pKa of this, I'll bet you probably can't find it, but it's somewhere probably, I'm guessing now, around 13. And so you'd say, well, the pKa of acetic acid is less than that of 1-chloroethanol, so it's a stronger acid. Fine. So our stronger acid is acetic acid. Okay? But what about the why? Well, the reason for why is that the conjugate base of acetic acid is resonance stabilized. And the conjugate base for 1-chloroethanol is not. So in order to answer the question, which is a stronger acid, I don't need to know the pKa's. It might be useful, but I don't need to know the pKa's, because I can answer the question on the basis of the why. One of the problems people have is that they think the pKa's are an answer also to the second question, that is why. And the pKa's aren't in any way an answer to the second question. It's a quantitative answer to the first question, that is, which. The last thing that I want to talk about that's different in terms of the transition from general chemistry to organic chemistry is the language. So, because of some of these other aspects of organic chemistry, we have developed a language that allows us to talk about reactions and how they take place, and this is called pushing electrons. Now, I don't want to define pushing electrons, or at least all of the aspects of pushing electrons, just for this video, but pushing electrons is a very short language that we speak to demonstrate how reactions occur. And learning this language is key to both understanding organic chemistry and explaining organic chemistry. And for almost everybody in beginning organic chemistry, this is a language that is completely new. So these are some of the things that make this transition difficult for some people, and if you're prepared for some of these things or some of these potential problems, that'll help you.